Okay, so welcome to this call with the people behind the BOINC project DrugDiscovery. At the moment we have here Krzysztof. He will tell himself his last name. I don't think I will do it correctly. And we have at the moment, let me count, 2, 4, 6, 7 people here. And yeah, then I would say Krzysztof shall begin.
Okay, let me introduce myself. I am Krzysztof Piszczek, and basically I am BOINC enthusiast since really SETI at home. I am a DrugDiscovery at home administrator and also Universe at home administrator and also Radioactive at home administrator and developer. And I was also in another short project, unsuccessfully, unfortunately, which was plagiarism at home.
Cool, man. It's quite the resume.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
Lots of experience, cool.
Okay. Let's say some of the experience, but yes, I really like and enjoy the BOINC at all because I think the help for the science, which we can provide even if we are not the scientists, is very, very good stuff for everybody, really. And also, it's make people more interested in the science subjects.
Fully agree. I found BOINC as a way to contribute something to the world, and I couldn't help but look into the projects that I was BOINCing for and learn actual stuff about the science, and I'd take that and I post it on the Facebook and stuff. It's cool.
Yes, I agree. So, you have some questions for me, and I just give you notice that I am mainly in the BOINC topic, not at the other topics like science in the ligands and stuff like that. So I can't help really in that topic. But every question which you have about BOINC, the person who should answer is myself.
Yeah. Okay, then let's read out all questions, yeah, and then you can stop me always, and then we can continue when you say, like, yeah, I can answer this. So what is the project doing, this DrugDiscovery, and information about the assets which you might issue later on. There is more, yeah, that's just a summary. And then the BOINC project has different application types, for what, for which operating system should we select this and that. And then you search for an operator and DevOps operator. And the other thing, there was some trouble with getting working units a few times. Yeah, perhaps you can talk later a little bit about that. And yeah, some questions which interest me a little bit, like how is the server load, how many users you have, and so. And the other thing was about getting the data to the external sites like BOINC stats, and so there was some confusion or so. Perhaps you can also share some experience.
Okay, point 1. What is the DrugDiscovery at home? Basically, which probably some of you don't like, it's a commercial project. In basic stuff, it should make some science work for the pharmaceutical companies, but not only for them. Between 30 and 50% of the job will be the voluntary job for different universities, and where will be no any patents involved and no any royalty on the discovered drugs and stuff like that. So it will be partially commercial, partially not. In the partial part, which is something new in BOINC community, I think, all volunteers who will compute for the project will be paid in the cryptocurrency. In difference to Bitcoin Utopia, where you just mine stuff to get currencies or tokens for different projects, in this project you will get tokens to spend it on whatever you like, including the exchanges, world exchanges, and what will be more important, the currency will probably never drop on the value because it will be supplied by the real money constantly from the pharmaceutical companies. That's the basic difference between this project and other projects. And obviously, this drug discovery main goal is find drugs for different I lost the word. Anyway, we know what is drugs. Yeah.
Could I ask now some questions about what you said, or should I should I ask you later on when we are finished?
You can ask now. No problem.
Okay. I had two questions. So basically, the project or someone from the project is also involved with other companies, yeah, from pharmacy, and also from universities or so?
It's not exactly. Nobody from us work for the pharmaceutical company at the moment. No one. Andrei have some contacts with them, and he also works for the university in Norwich somewhere. So this is basically his stuff and his topic subject to discussion, and I can't tell everything because I don't know everything about that. But yes, we will cooperate with the drugs company, pharmaceuticals companies.
Yeah, it's good actually, because on our forum we were normally wishing for commercial projects, or let's say a few people, and now DrugDiscovery is basically such a commercial project also. I mean, partially. Yeah, so I'm sure a few people from the community will watch how this goes. Yeah, for example, what you do good, what was not so good, you know, to learn from your experiences.
This is the next important thing, because nobody have done that before. The whole project is also, let's say, experiment, because no one have experience in connection the BOINC with the commercial environment, and also because we're doing that through the crypto coins. This all unknown area for everybody. So we are trying to be very careful with everything and test everything as much as we can. But obviously not always you can do that, really.
Yeah. I'm one of those people that would be against your commercial thing, so to say, but I definitely see the value in bringing the actual companies into the stuff, as you say, with actual money. We spoke to some people from another project one time, and they indicated that the things that you discover for these people have to actually be developed into real drugs. So there's real world gain there that I can agree with. So you take the good with the bad, right?
Yeah. Yes, and this is another part of the topic, because one of the goals is that we will split the commercial, excuse me, the commercial research from the voluntary. So when we will send the work units for the commercial computing, it will be in different application. Even if it will be the same application like Vina for both commercial and non-commercial, we will set up a separate application for commercial, so everybody can decide what they want to compute for use, really. And who likes the commercial and don't care about the commercial stuff and just concentrate about the new drugs for the people, for the humans. It will be not a problem. But if somebody only like the open source and open science, so the person can decide that we'll compute only voluntary stuff.
Good idea, yeah.
That's cool.
Right, about the server and problems with the working suppliers. Probably some of you know that the Vina was previously used by the other projects and Autodoc as well. But it's now some new versions, and the all compilations are originally done only for the Linux. Also, the Autodoc Vina and and Gromax are applications which should be installed. So I had some serious problem to make the applications as portable to use in the BOINC without installing hundreds of libraries on the systems in the voluntary computers. So always when we take and now send some work units, we firstly check the failure rate for them and the error messages. This is the one problem. The second problem is since we use the SMINA, which have very short work units, and the work units are short because it's optimized VINA, very good optimized. The load on server jumps rapidly because the single work unit takes about 1 minute in the good computer. So we can really do 1 million of work units in single day. So this provides a very strong load on the disk system on the server, even if we use the SSD drives, and we use it. So after some parts of some work units, we have to make a short break to clear the server and put the load to lower level and start again.
Okay, good. Yeah, because when I started also with DrugDiscovery, I was astonished that you guys had so many work units. At the beginning, I think it was like 50,000, and then I saw 200,000, and then it just increased and increased.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. But I discovered on one of my machines, in fact, it's 24 threads. That I can do more than 10,000 tasks in about 1 hour? Yeah, sorry, 10 hours, I think.
Wow.
So it is, yes, but in the later stage, the work units will be grouped. And instead of sending one SMINA to one thread, we will collect 10 of them and put as one batch. But obviously, we will testing and work on it still, on the wrapper, in fact, in this case. And also the load will go lower as soon as we put a GROMAX on the server, which will have applications for the CPU, GPU, and some ad machines. Basically, Odroid, which have the OpenCL engine on it.
So you are basically targeting everyone, yeah? I mean, you want every user.
Basically, yeah. I am worried about the Android, basically, because I have some experiences in the universe at home with the compilations for Android, and this is nightmare to test it, really. Yes, seriously, because from the Android 5.0, it's I have forgotten how the mechanism is called, but you have to make the separate compilation for the Androids with the number lower than 5, another one. Then some mobile devices have not fully implemented the all original ARM commands, so the failure rate on the Android devices are very high. So I am a bit worried about that, as we would like to get everything smooth and reliable.
Well, if you announce it and like a beta stage and so, no one will complain or so, yeah.
Yes, exactly. And the failure rate causes the other problems. Even if the fail is in the first second of computation, so not eat really your computing power, it's in the result, the task which should be computed today is moved to the end of the queue. So, and from my experience from Universe, I found that sometimes I really finish the series of the task, which takes probably a month or something like that. And still after 6 months, I still have 30 work units waiting to be sent to the volunteer because somebody have some fails on it. So the failure rate is very important in the BOINC server terminology.
Do you find that overclocking in any way affects the failure rate?
On which project you asking for?
For any of it. I've seen on some projects that like overclocking chips or GPUs has led to a higher failure rate or return of failures.
Personally, I didn't have that problem.
Okay.
I didn't see it on the projects which I had under administration, and probably because the application isn't perfectly wrote. because if you use the commands like AVX and stuff like that, the CPU is going hotter and hotter and hotter, and in overclocked PCs that can be a problem. But let's say, for example, universe applications are not use that commands because the original source code was written in 2002. So nobody think about that commands and GPUs using on the BOINC projects and in the computations. So it's not prepared for that. It's not hit CPU really.
Okay, thanks for the information. Personally, I'm on a project where you are admin, Universe, and it works fine. Yeah.
Thank you.
I have no problems with it. Yeah, the Universe doesn't validate so fast. Yeah, but it works. I have no failed working units or so. Yeah.
That validation problem was because before we switched to SSDs.
There's also that switch in CC config files. The return results immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might help.
You are very quiet on my side.
Oh, there's a switch in the CC config files, ccconfig.xml, that return results immediately. That might help.
Yes, but I use always it, but just for my I feel more comfortable when I send the results back immediately. But for server, not really.
Okay.
The validation problem was because we previously worked on the hard drives, not SSD drives, and the database was delayed. Database operation. So that was the reason. And also because we have made on some series some tests with the task importance, which task have to go first, which later. So some task was delayed with validation because waiting for the previous ones or different ones with higher priority.
Okay.
You mentioned before about the token, yeah. So if I understood correct, it means you will or the DrugDiscovery, yeah, the project will give some new tokens, yeah. Those tokens will also be handled on the exchanges, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
As I said, we will create the new cryptocurrency. The work is under progress right now. We have some code for that, and we're testing it. And basically, let's say the scenario. It's a pharmaceutical company which would like to order a computation for 1 million of work units. And they will pay for that, let's say, $1 million. We will not really sell them a computation time. We will sell them tokens. And they will pay with that tokens for you for the computation. So then the currency will be connected with the few biggest currency exchanges. And we're talking with them now. So everybody who will make some work units, get some currencies, will can go to the exchange and exchange them for the real money, dollars, euros, or whatever, or bitcoins.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because we had a question, or we had a poll. In Gridcoin you can make polls, votings, and the result for this question was the question was, will you dedicate computing power to drug discovery at home? Yeah, and 50% of the shares said yes. So that would mean without an incentive, and 31% said only when they pay something. This is the token which you said.
Yes, exactly. That will be that token. Yes.
Yeah, but I think when the 55% see that they can get tokens, they will also, of course, want tokens as well.
Yeah. But Yes, this is the next question. You didn't ask for it, but some people ask me on the BOINC Poland community. What is meant that we give them tokens? You obviously know what is it, cryptocurrency, and but what about the basic value of that? In my opinion, and how I understand the whole things from the whole project, the basic value for the single token will be set at the start of the project, commercial part, and will be the minimal value, and we will, if the pharmaceutical company pay for the research, we'll keep that value in the separate account, just to be sure that everybody will come exchange that for the money. And the currency will not drop rapidly. Obviously, if the price for the token going high, we still will only guarantee that the minimal value.
That is good, yeah, and actually positive, yeah, because I would have. Please continue.
Okay, so if that's everything happened, if at the day when we fully start, that will be still. We will be sure that we can keep that rule, basically, obviously, because it's lots of stuff to check before we completely agree and completely write black on white that yes, we guarantee everything. Then probably the poll will looks completely different, because the more people would like to compute the commercial part, because they will find out that sometimes they really get more than from the meaning of the cryptocurrencies. Independent which one.
And just let me rephrase if I understood that correct. So basically, when the users get the token, yeah, they are guaranteed a certain amount of money, yeah. I don't know, yeah, how much, yeah?
Yeah, we don't know how much yet, because we're still working on it. But obviously, it will be based on the contract with that companies which will order the research from us.
Of course.
So, but always it will be set the minimal value.
Well, that's good. I think everybody will be happy about my. What I would be worried about is security, because when money is involved, especially now with tokens which are, for example, on your server or so, that someone could hack it or whatever, yeah. And the second part about security would be the data which comes from the pharmacies, yeah. Probably they don't want that it leaks out, yeah. So you probably have to encrypt the application a little bit or so, because otherwise, when the companies probably would say, "Oh, our info is leaking. Yeah, we won't use you anymore."
And this is one of the main problems, because this is the difference between that the people want to see what they really compute. Be sure that they not compute the weapons or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the pharmacists which don't like to everybody see what they really check now. And in this subject, we are open for the discussion and for the solution from other people, because it is a real problem. And obviously, we can encrypt everything. It's not a big problem. It's you can easily use the libraries for your application, which encrypt the whole data, so you never had it unencrypted on the disk or even in the memory, really. But what about trust from the people on that case? So yes, this is what we discuss very hot, and the discussion is in progress. But at the moment, the situation didn't happen. So we will see, because maybe it's never happened. We don't know yet.
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
I know. I am optimist, but but I am doing the all BOINC stuff because I am optimist. So yes, and we will see. We will see when it happens.
Mhm.
And obviously, we are open for discussion in the DrugDiscovery at Home message boards. So everybody can ask, and maybe we find solution. Thanks for you.
Yeah, maybe. The initial thought was that perhaps there could be some connection or outreach to WorldConnect, because IBM is behind them. Yeah, and probably IBM doesn't want to leak information. Yeah, perhaps they have some experience, what they do or what they don't do. Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't contact with the IBM yet. Excluding that, obviously, I am computing the World Community Grid a long time. But maybe it's a word to ask them, yes.
Well, there is the option to also write to the BOINC mailing list, because probably a few BOINC admins, they are reading there. Perhaps they could, perhaps they reply. It's just a chance mail, You just write on the mailing list, but yeah, of course, you have to discuss with your stakeholders and so forth, of course, yeah.
Yeah, and I also already asked the BOINC at Poland community as well. And but yes, the BOINC admins are a very good point, and especially because I am the BOINC dev mailing list, so I can easily start a discussion about that and ask what they think about that. Because yes, this is very important voice in the community.
Well, from my side, or from let's say Gridcoin side, we, as you said before, we are used to cryptocurrencies and getting, let's say, money for the work. Yeah. So I guess from our sides, it will be positive review about your project. Yeah. But
yes,
as you said, or as some of us have also made experience. Some parts of the BOINC community might show some resistance. Yeah.
True. Yes, that's correct. But what I can say, if you go through my history in the BOINC, and probably you can really easy find it out. I always on every single discussion, I always say that I am for the open and voluntary project from always. But the DrugDiscovery changed my mind a bit. And this project is like nothing else was before. And this just kick out my brain to work, to find a solution for the problems which never exists. Like this one. What about the paying money? What about cryptography? What about the all political stuff? Because it's political stuff involved as well. And obviously, what about the commercial side and how the people react for the commercial drug discovering? And basically, this meeting and all meetings and all discussions in internet is to explain everything, including explain to myself what I don't understand and what the problems can be found in the next days or years or months or whatever. And I really appreciate that nobody from day one kick out the project as, it's commercial, I don't like it. And I am very flexible to the voices and will provide the changes with the people for that because I think it's worth.
Well, your explanations help. Yeah. What for me was at begin a little bit unsure was, there was no information about what research you are doing and so. If the information would have been immediately on the page somewhere, probably, it would be totally awesome project, because I know for what I'm computing and so, it would be super.
Okay, basically for DrugDiscovery at Home project, there is a website and there is some explanation. You just have to remove the BOINC part from the website name, and it's the main DrugDiscovery@home.com site. So there is some explanation as well.
Okay.
Also, in the next few days, it will be published the white paper for the whole project, not only for drug discovery. It's for Son.io as well. And on that white paper is probably the most questions is explained.
Good.
And answered.
Good.
I'm never going to please everybody.
I know. Everybody we know who is especially one user on the BOINC community who always on the forum write in red text, yes? I am right, Rebirter?
Yeah.
So yes, never everybody will be satisfied, yes, I know, but we are community, so if the most people in the community will be satisfied, that will be good. At least 51%.
Like Erkin was saying, we were throwing around the idea of commercialization of BOINC projects and had mixed results, even in here where we do exactly that. So,
yeah. Also, anyway, currently on the drug discovery is Vina and Smina application. They are open source, so everybody can see and check it. Yes, and you can't use it for
virus injection.
Virus injection, yes, but not for the computer virus injection, not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's open source, so you can compile. If anybody asks me for the compilation parameter, I can send them because it's a bit complicated part. Because as I explained, it's not prepared to work on the distributed environment. So I have a bit changed the compilation scripts, small bit, but important. If anybody asks, I will send, or I will even can publish it on the GitHub or whatever, to compile yourself and check the control sum to see that it's the same application.
Yeah, Krzysztof, I'd recommend that you do that on GitHub, because if you yourself put it into the open, right, so everyone can make it, it increases trust level, yeah?
Yeah, I just have to check because I use for the compilation 2 different Linux for x86, which is one is Linux Mint Debian edition. Hold on, please. Linux Mint Debian edition, and the second one is Clear Debian. On both of them are different libraries are inserted inside the system, so even if you have the same compilation script, you get different control sums. So I have to check manually every single library which is connected to publish that information as well. And we're talking about at least 100 libraries which have to be listed on which version it is. So it's not an easy and 1 hour job really to do.
My next question is connected with this and something else. There are BOINC projects which use VirtualBox, for example, like CERN. And when one could combine now, with it that, here you can clone.
Yes, I know. I understand what you mean. We consider use the virtual machines in the BOINC, but it's one big problem with them. You can't really use GPUs on the virtual machine. Obviously, theoretically, you can, but not really much machines can do that. And because Vina and Smina are CPU, but the all next application will be GPU. So it's very low. We don't have enough work really to do for virtual machines.
Okay, I understand. Okay, this is good information. Yeah. What I meant was, a virtual machine where you just clone, the applications, and then you could prepare everything in the virtual machine, and then people just type the command make, and then the application gets compiled, and then, for example, users could just use the CPU application inside that, yeah, and it would give you again a bonus, because then your applications don't access the real PCs.
Yeah, good idea. I will do that. Excuse me, can you send me an email with that, please?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
One moment, let
Please.
me make a task, of course. Yeah, because it would counteract against two issues, that it's open source, you can compile it, and it protects also the user. And everyone who doesn't want that, then you can make a disclaimer and say, yeah, of course, you could use our VirtualBox. If you don't want it, it's your problem.
Yes, exactly. I just didn't find that idea before, so thank you very much, and I will do. That's not a problem at all.
Yeah, because when you say you have systems and so, and in VirtualBox you just make, well, anyway, the advantage.
Exactly. Yes. Obvious. At least with the CPU application, because this is probably my not good enough knowledge, because I just found that as you can easily compile on virtual machine stuff for CUDA, but it's not easy to compile for OpenCL, so that will be the difference. But I will try to sort that out.
Well, I wouldn't expect, since you already know that there are problems, I wouldn't expect, for example, GPU, but you could say, okay, CPU you can use, and of course, virtual machines have always a little bit loss, 5% or 10% you have loss, But if you prefer, I would make it like that. If you don't trust, then you can use this virtual machine, it's open source and it's secure. And you can still get everything.
Okay, I see the question. When we have the GPU boost? Good question. Possibly next week, because I already have GROMACS compiled for CUDA GPUs. And the only problem is that for wrapper, I have to put some environment variables to machine. And I am talking about the GROMACS for Linux, CUDA Linux. With OpenCL, I have some problems, because it's a problem with the statically compiled kernels for graphic card. It's the original GROMACS don't like it and don't do it. So only on install it on the system. Let's say no, differently. During compilation, it saved the patch to the kernel's compiler in the particular system. So even if I compile a properly statically version of GROMACS for OpenCL GPU on Linux, it will not work if the voluntary computer have OpenCL stuff in different folder. So I have to sort that out for OpenCL. I don't know how to sort that out yet, but for CUDA it's a bit easier, and probably end of the next week we will publish the views for GPU. And it will be two kinds of the tasks. One will be short. Short means about 1 hour on GTX 1066 gigabytes RAM, and the long one, which takes about 10 hours on the same graphic card.
Cool.
1 second, because I am reading the question from Slimeball. Right, okay, yes. The generic website page isn't yes. Okay, it's a comment. Okay, Slimeball.
What's up, man? I can speak. I'm not all the way awake.
Right, okay. About the differences, yes, it's a default BOINC page, because to be honest, I was mostly concentrated on the application and word generator and stuff like that, and it's not even logo on the site at the moment. And yes, we will play with that, but we are a very small team, and we work on all aspects of the server and the project and documentation and the crypto coins, and just I am blame somebody that single day have only 24 hours, really.
Yeah, you'll learn if you hang out with our community, man. I will type in the channel comments. I was just I know you guys are busy in a new project. I probably should have posted that on a forum.
Yeah, sure, no problem. But I am here to answer the questions and answer the comments as well, so not a problem at all.
Okay, so this we have covered a few topics so far, like what is with the assets and the different application types, and let me see about some BOINC server questions like the load, working units, how many are there, and so. Does someone else have another question, or want to go or dive into a topic more, or perhaps Krzysztof want to think more about something else from drug discovery?
I have something else because we have in the plan something which we call it currently a second stage. I don't know. I recognize on the Rebiter as the project administrator. Is another one project administrator here?
No, only Rebirther. Rebirther is from SR.
Okay. For the last two projects, Universe and DrugDiscovery, I found out that in the BOINC server technical details, the CPU isn't really important in the server. Even the memory is not really important. I mean that if you have 64 gigabytes of the memory in the BOINC server, it's enough for nearly everything. The basic problem is in the disk subsystem. Basically, the project playing all the time with the sometimes small, sometimes big files during the work generation, during the receiving the task, computed task, and playing with the database. So the biggest problem in the single BOINC server is disk subsystem. So we discovered during our research that the next stage will be do P2P communication between BOINC servers. I mean, if you, for example, set up your own server, and basically because you don't have IBM behind of you or Microsoft or whatever, you cannot put so much money on it. So very often I found that in the BOINC history that the people start the project in the small VPS machines and quickly find out that when they reach the 5,000 users or so, the server just go down because cannot play with everybody on the same time. So the stage 2, which we have in plans to do, is a bit fork with the backward compatibility, the BOINC server, the BOINC client, and make it easy to join 2 or even more, 4, 5, 6, 7 servers, and create something which will be called a load balancer between the servers. And basically, I would like to ask the other administrators what they think about that.
You might be interested in the decentralized BOINC server idea that we were throwing around there too.
Exactly. I am talking about the decentralizing, yes, but
Awesome.
do that as simple as possible for the administrator, which means just install on the VPS or dedicated server another set of packages, provide the IP and password, something like that, or the key, cryptographic key, and that's it, and that will split automatically the all load between the servers and inform the clients about that, and split, for example, half clients to the one server, the second half to the second one.
That's awesome. Because lots of the VPS, when you find what you need, it comes with a lot of extra stuff that could probably be distributed to other projects, like, in all honesty. Yeah, it totally makes a lot of sense. It's a good idea.
Is that you're saying that that's the default, is like every project just has a single front end, and you're just coming out with the idea for like projects to be a cluster of load balanced front ends? Nobody else has done that or doing that?
Like their libxmls and stuff could be on the same kind of server, I guess, is what he's thinking.
Like I'm used to to companies normally doing that. I thought that every project would have needed that with the user load already. That's an awesome idea.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, this is what I expect, that kind of the stuff will be, I think, helpful for others.
We're also talking about Dockerized BOINC distributions for servers and stuff, or for projects and shit too. Might want to, I'll look for links for that.
Yes, if I correctly understand you, yes, that will be done as well.
Cool.
It's also the third stage in the plan.
Cool.
It will be more deeply explained in the white paper, because, as I said, this will be stage 2. Stage 3, it's basically if we get funding for that, because it will be long time and very work hours consuming stuff, which will be decentralizing also the clients' work units and stuff like that. But it's a lot of thing to discuss about that, and still it's not resolved. We don't have resolved all problems, like civil attacks, somebody mentioned, and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, project to be mentioned here is like, like Golem. Golem is trying to go all the way, yeah, with decentralizing and so, but they didn't, or well, I didn't look myself, but it's from people's comments, it seems like they are still a bit far away from having a real from a working stuff, yeah, for the public, not like you, yeah, you are providing working units, yeah, but from what I heard, Golem is still not in that phase. But they want to make it more than decentralized, and so, and yeah, perhaps it might help to look or read stuff from them. Perhaps you get some idea from there.
It's difficult to discuss for me for the different project which can be a competitor really, but I think that the idea is similar. But they start with their own network and their own solution. We would like use the BOINC as the base, and basically as the base for the whole project, big project. And also we have confirmation in the history that it works. So basically we have the working solution really on the day one.
Yeah, as I said, yeah, you are already working fine, yeah.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Of course, your ideas will profit a lot of BOINC admins and future BOINC admins, so it's very valuable help. I don't say you should do it like Golem or so, or change everything immediately. It's just, getting perhaps some ideas from reading stuff from them, and I understand, like sharing some not ideas with them which they might use instead of you earlier, of course. Yeah,
yes, sure. We're reading the documents from the public materials from the other projects, and yes, because we learn every time. So as I told, they made the experiment, we made the experiment, and basically then we and the other iexecs.io, I think, everybody push our job forward. So we will see. We will exchange the solutions probably in the future.
Okay, other question which could prove your project to be a little bit more better than them is, also connected with the tokens, with the money, yeah? How are you going to find out cheaters? Because there are some ways in BOINC to cheat.
Okay, this is a very often question made by people, because probably you can find that the cheaters problem is it's smaller and smaller during the time. A few years ago, nearly every project has the cheaters on it. It was quite few very noise situations, especially with one team. I will not talk which one here, but yes, that was the big problem. Now the problem nearly not exists. The question is why? Basically because the project admins get a lesson. Our validators, probably every administrator has its own validator. And also I have triggers on the database which quickly shows me if somebody get rapidly more points than before than others, and on the similar machines. The other thing is that on let's say 1 to 50 tasks, I have also not encrypted, but I have special information saved with the work unit, which shows me that if somebody used a different file. So I think that all administrators have its own ways to correct that. Obviously, not all the solutions are published by the admins, because if they do that, then somebody finds a way to cheat. But the problem is nearly not exist really now.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it doesn't. Well, we know a few projects where we move them away from our whitelist. The whitelist is projects which where people can get a reward when they do work for it. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, we have not a full proof or so, but indications that there is something, and it would help if the admins or the moderators from the forum, take care of that, or okay, we are investigating it, because normally when the projects don't reply at all, then it means the project will be moved out from the whitelist, and then the project gets less crunchers. Not many people crunch it then anymore.
In my experience, I have only one really difficult situation with the cheaters on the universe at home, with one cheater really, and basically the solution, my stuff on the server shows me that the problem exists literally 2 hours after the first work unit, fake work results come back to the server. So the user, the volunteer, after communication with sent him email, stop the points for him, sent him an email, and he just removed the machines from the project and didn't come back up to today.
Good stuff.
Yeah, good. Related to that, let's assume they somehow the cheaters or hackers find a way, to cheat. And the question would be now, when do you distribute the tokens? Are they distributed immediately when the working unit comes, or for example once in a month? Because when it would be once in a month or so, or once in a week, people, also the BOINC users as well as the admins, the BOINC admins, could still review, something is strange, and stop or prevent that those users would then a token or so.
Okay, we considered a couple of scenarios, few scenarios. The first one was to send tokens immediately after work units is validated. And basically I leave that idea away because it will kill the blockchain. Because it means that we send millions of the transactions every day. So that doesn't happen. And the second idea was to make a batch payment on every day, let's say on midnight, but most probably is to send the tokens after the task series is finished.
Well, so initially from my thoughts now, I would say it's always better to make a little bit delay. Because then you can react on problems, issues, and so it's not a bad idea to delay it.
Exactly. This is why I think it will be the best idea when the whole series of tasks is finished. Mm-hmm. We have checked the results that are correct, then we just divide the tokens between the people who made the job and send them the money in the tokens in the one batch.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay if everything is defined from beginning, like it will take now 1 week or 2 weeks. Yep, everybody should be okay with it. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but this can happen sometimes after 2 days. But sometimes in the long task series, it can take even 2 months. So that will be different time based on how long the task series is.
Oh, I see. Well, okay. I mean, if you explain it like people will understand, yeah.
Happy to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, most of the problems normally arise because people don't have the info and then they expect it otherwise, and then they get emotional, and so I have another question. I'm not sure if you know, but would the project DrugDiscovery accept donations, from Gridcoin? When for example decide, okay, we want to donate money to DrugDiscovery, would and probably you'll have to ask Andre or so, that would be one question.
Obviously, I am sure that Andre will have nothing against that, but I don't want to set that before we will be ready, really, because it's a time where we have to show the people that we can be trusted and just run smoothly with every task, and basically doesn't want to ask the people for the money at the moment.
Cool. I'm sure everybody has a million ideas on how to involve you in something else.
Yeah, that's true.
So anybody has questions, or should we say that was a good interview and then we can stop it, or questions? Yeah, ideas, man?
I do have one.
Okay.
When will you be accepting Gridcoin donations?
Okay, as I said 2 minutes ago, we will accept, but we want to be sure that everything going smooth and without the problems before we ask people for the money.
Excellent. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Yeah, so in summary, from your from the interview now, I think the most critical parts are the security aspects which I mentioned. If those are good, then it should be fine. I mean, happy from your stakeholder side, the pharma companies and universities and so, but also from the BOINC user side. The other thing what I wanted to mention is that your token idea, is basically something which Customer does or wants to do over this project Rain. The idea is this. I'll tell it. He has a BOINC project set up, and he assigns the CPID from a BOINC user with the cryptocurrency addresses. A donator can go and say, okay, I want to donate now Bitcoin to the users who help at the universe. And then the people, it can be associated. For example, he says, I want to give 100 Bitcoin. And then the people who signed up at the project from Customer, he knows the CPID and then determine how much work they did, and then he can divide the Bitcoins to them. And that's basically what you do now. I mean, you do it with a blockchain, of course, but it's another way to give a reward to other to BOINC users. And also, of course, with Gridcoin, Gridcoin is also a way to give people money for their BOINC work.
Right. If you have 100 BOINC, I will call you, because we are looking for investors and we will like to collect something like 20,000 Bitcoins. So you are very welcome, and can you send me a telephone number, okay?
No, it was just an example, so that people get hyped.
And we will
marketing.
we will talk not about the donation, we will talk about the investment. So
It's only $1 million.
Actually, that there are similar ideas out there, but it's good that you have your own way, as you said, with experience.
Yes,
and
I noticed that. I just kidding.
Yeah. And if no one has a question anymore, then I would thank you, Krzysztof, for being here.
Thank you very much, too.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
It was a good interview, useful information. Yeah, perfect.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. I hope to talk to you soon.